Dreams Without Borders: Transforming the Lives of Former ISIS Sex Slaves in Iraq. In August 2014, ISIS began their ruthless hunt for the Yazidis in and around the Sinjar Mountains. During what has been called forced conversion campaigns, this genocidal persecution led to brutal massacres of Yazidi men and the abduction of their women and children. Around 5,000 Yazidi girls have been taken to serve the ISIS militants as sex slaves. They were sold on markets like cattle. They were tortured, abused, driven to suicide. Many managed to get away, but their road to recovery is extremely difficult. Those who escaped from the horrors of their captivity often find themselves in a different kind of hell. The perpetrators are gone, but the stigma remains. Often, society rules and honor-shame culture confronts them with accusation, discrimination, and further violence at the hands of their own family members for bringing shame into the family. With the help of high-ranking members of the Yazidi Genocide Committee, Dreams Without Borders gained rare and direct access to 58 of these young girls. This was our immediate first-wave response. Urgent physical needs. To immediately address their physical needs, we organized an inner circle of discreet local medical professionals to provide forensic examination, testing and treatment for STD, and maternal support for those impregnated by ISIS militants. In addition, we provided basic necessities, clothing, toiletries, blankets, footwear, etc. Safe houses. We grouped them into virtual families and moved them from dirty tents on muddy fields into safe houses. The idea was simple. Instead of building new homes, we identified a number of houses that were still under construction. Many were nearly finished. We made arrangements with homeowners allowing these families to set up their initial base until a more permanent solution was found. It worked. Emotional healing. We started building resources for psychological trauma intervention by organizing courses on basic trauma care for social workers and medical personnel who have ongoing and direct contact with these girls. Rescue operation. We provided funding for the ongoing rescue and release of Yazidi girls from captivity. We worked directly with field agents of the Yazidi Genocide Committee. Sadly, most of the leads have dried up in the meantime. So what is the current problem, and what are we doing about it? 1. There's a desperate need for ongoing emotional healing. The emotional recovery from past horrors is extremely difficult. They still struggle with suicidal thoughts, sleeplessness, nightmares, outbursts of anger, detachment from others, and loss of interest in normal life activities. Most aren't comfortable expressing themselves via words, so traditional therapy may not be the way forward. We're teaming up with experienced professionals to organize art therapy workshops that are specifically designed to deal with trauma and shame. Our coaches facilitate creative activities such as bottle painting, card making, collage, dance and drama, music making, stone painting, and others. The girls engage in fun and creative activities where they're guided through the process of creative expression of their emotions. 2. Poverty trap due to lack of education and income-generating skills. Many of the girls under our care started attending public and even private schools. However, this quickly became a negative learning experience. Their emotions are simply still too damaged to cope with the demands of formal schooling. They suffered speech difficulties, could not pay attention, fell asleep in class, overreacted to fear, and often they had panic attacks. It crippled their mental functions and added to their shame and embarrassment. Dreams Without Borders responds in 2 ways. 1. Our flagship solution is a Learn and Earn program, which is a unique model that integrates education, income generation, and skill development. This is how it works. Since the girls don't benefit much from formal schooling due to their ongoing emotional and mental struggles, we're optimizing their learning by teaching them in a safe, personal, and non-academic way. There may be a time where formal schooling may become more suitable, but it's just not now. In the meantime, we use a business model that allows them to earn money while learning to read and write, organize information, and perform mathematical functions on the job. Taught by a coach who understands and takes into account their emotional and social needs, they'll be nurtured to learn at their own pace, business mathematics, principles of project management, bookkeeping, and simple accounting. they'll be trained to proficiency on how to set up and run their own merchandising business. As they learn, they also earn money. We'll continue to provide merchandise goods free of charge until they reach self-sufficiency. Lastly, the ongoing human interaction with customers allows them to rebuild their confidence, self-esteem, and social skills. Secondly, we develop cell groups to build their knowledge about day-to-day issues that affect them in a real way. Hygiene and health, basic dental care, basic medical and prevention care, pregnancy and childbirth, the female reproduction cycle, and child development. For this, we use high-quality video lessons facilitated by a coach with counseling skills. Each of the 58 girls will also receive a small MP4 player with the entire teaching content so they can teach others. The men within their community will be taught income-generating skills by similar means, but on a larger scale. We'll build their capacities and resources by imparting basic and advanced knowledge in agriculture and farming, effective livestock care, and others. What's our exit strategy? We measure the success of our work not only by the tangible impact it has on the Yazidi girls, but also by whether a project can replicate itself and whether it's self-sustainable in the long run. Above and beyond that, we want to equip and empower the local community and churches to assume long-term responsibility for each project. We cannot do this alone. Thank you for your generous support.